I'm sure you've heard the phrase, no pain, no gain. And of course, that phrase always reminds me of wearing shoes that hurt. And that reminds me of the phrase, beauty is pain. But we're not going to talk about that right now. What we're talking about today, my question today is, should life be painful? And I guess, right as you hear that question, you might automatically think, no, life should not be painful. But sometimes the way I look at it, I think maybe there are some merits to having a painful life. I mean, if you're like me, well, I at least learn best by experience. I have to try something out and fail at it, sometimes before I learn the lesson. There's a term for it. I guess you call it, anyhow. What I was trying to say was, for me, I have to learn by making a mistake. And sometimes I don't learn unless I do that thing myself. Seeing someone else do it isn't always enough for me. I have to make the error myself. So, pain can be good because it teaches me a lesson. If life wasn't painful, there's a good chance that there's some things I just wouldn't know. Maybe about getting along with other people, and definitely about God. Having pain shows me that I'm not enough, that I can't do life by myself. Because when life is painful, I automatically want it to be better than that. And so I have to go back to God and find out what He really wants. So, pain causes me to seek God. But that's not to say I always like pain. I think the most acute form of pain that I've felt recently is kind of the pain you feel when you realize you simply have to sit in one place and study until it's done. And I hate that. It's not physical pain, it's not even emotional pain. I don't know quite what to describe it. Maybe mental pain? But yeah, studying for my first set of exams was really painful for me. I hated it, and I would start my study sessions out in the evening by sitting in front of my computer, looking at all the work I had to do, and feeling like crying. It was pretty sad that I felt that bad, and I didn't really have a better way to deal with my need to study, but that's kind of how it was. I did get past my first exams, but at any rate, studying causes me pain, and overall, you don't like pain. It's not like you enjoy it while you're having a rough day, or not getting along with people, or finding something that you're not good at. All of those things are not fun to be in right then. And so you sometimes, or at least I sometimes, just want to run away and just want to not have to deal with it, not be involved in that project. Don't do that thing so I don't have to deal with it, and simply avoid my problems. I'm a great escapist of my problems. Like, you have no idea. I'm so good at avoiding my problems. But pain is something that we have and we can't just avoid. You really do have to work through it. And so, back to my question. Should life be painful? There are some things that you would maybe say, yeah, pain can be good because it can teach you things, it can draw you closer to God, all of that. But at the same time, pain really hurts and it's not fun. And so you want to figure out a way to get out of it. And so maybe the answer is life should not be painful in the end, but it has to be painful right now until we get to the end, until we get to heaven. Because I do know that we are designed and created to have joy, but there's a lot of other things I don't understand. Like how much pain my life should have right now. The past week or so has been kind of odd because I haven't felt many things. I haven't felt like I've particularly needed God. I haven't felt like I've been slipping away in my faith. And I haven't had any big God moments when I suddenly learned this brand new, bright, shining truth about God. I've just been living. Sometimes I flatter myself and say, oh, I've gotten good at abiding in God. I'm not going to have any more problems. But all of that makes me just think I'm wrong. And it makes me think, oh, well, what must be really happening is that I'm missing out some big obvious truth that God is trying to teach me, but I'm just so blindly going through life that I don't even understand what God is trying to teach me. And I think I'm fine, but I'm not. And so I feel like there's some sort of pain I should be suffering, but I'm not because I can't see it. And you know the verse, how it says, light makes everything visible? Right, so I feel like I must not really be in the light because I can't see my problem. and I decided that I can't see my problem because I don't feel any pain. And so somehow, in order for me to be growing in my Christian life, I feel like I must be facing some big challenge. And I don't know if that's right or not, but I feel like if I just go through life and everything is going okay, I must not be learning anything. And I don't know if that's correct or not. And so I'm still thinking about it. Don't have an answer on that one. But should life be painful? Ideally, no. Along the way, pain has to happen. But I don't know if we should be worried if our lives are not painful. I think probably the safest thing to do would be to just trust God and to keep seeking Him, which is a really abstract thing to say because I don't understand what it means to seek God. I'm understanding parts, but overall, what does it mean? It means we have to keep close to Him. It means we have to pray and read and memorize and all of that so we can actively stay close to God. We can't just wait around. And if we know that we're really seeking God, we can trust His timing for bringing whatever kind of pain we need to face for us to learn. And actually, even if we're not actively seeking God, what God wants to happen is still going to happen to us. And He's going to make us learn the things that we need to learn because God's awesome like that. And so, getting stressed out about whether or not your life is painful is probably pretty useless. At the same time, it makes me wonder. It makes me think about things. It makes me wonder if I really see the whole picture, or if I'm just kind of blindly going about in my own life without paying attention to the people around me and wondering what else God has to teach me yet. And so, to answer the question once and for all, I think my answer will be, I don't know, but I do know that God's trustworthy. And I'm learning how to make that good enough for me.